You're right. Yeah, I think there's no other way for us to do this. But thank you, sweetheart. And a fast track on my dash. Yes, the bills. That's my credit card. So, I have What's our count? 5 minutes. We can do shots. I know where the liquor is kept. I think we don't. Just let me know. I'll put on. It's a hard pass. Again, we'll be fine. Again, there is really no structure. We'll just wing it and have fun. Like I said, a little bit of structure is good for me. Not a lot, but a little. Like I have a little bit of I'm like everything I plan is
I just need to open this up.
plan is helpful.
Hey, how are you?
Very good.
Good
You look
evening.
you look very nice.
You're very kind. Thank you.
You look friendly but professional.
I look what?
Friendly.
Friendly and
but
professional at the
Yes.
same time?
Yes.
That never happens.
Woo.
Yeah. It feels like a little, it's not a blazer. I love a blazer. But
This might be too not friendly.
between the lines.
Yeah, exactly.
Feminine. I do, however, need to request that. It's like, I don't want to sign whenever.
Bold.
Well, then I need a tool. I wonder how big it's
Look like
Because besides that, it has to be legible.
right? So this one's.
Every time I see Sunny, it does. It might be pretty, but it's not legible. Thank you.
White with black writing. Keep it simple
There you go. Illegible.
and legible. How are you two this evening?
Eligible.
Good evening. How are you? Good. Was he, somebody said, oh. I don't know if I can do that. That's Greetings in the back. I mean, who are we kidding? You're not us. It'd be twice as great.
No, but she.
Okie dokie.
check that right there. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good to see you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah?
Day time.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's all we need, is sunshine.
Yeah.
One day at a time. The highs and lows, one day at a time. Hey, Bill.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. How's life?
Too many things going on. I call it theft issues. Theft issues.
I'm gonna talk about it.
Okay. If you want, what I want to emphasize to my fellow residents is how important it is to report it.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. And that
We
Sandra,
can't help you if you don't.
right. Well, beyond that, even if I can't help you, you can help somebody else down the line. Well, and beyond that, you can prevent somebody else from losing their wedding. That's, if you can emphasize that, that's really important.
Yeah, it's not, yes, but it's sometimes. If you're not sure,
Now, you
we
have to
can
be
figure that
careful
out.
about that.
Okay, I'll take it.
Because Chuck, when Chuck said it basically the background was, oh, but of course you didn't lose it. Yeah, exactly.
And if you're not sure, still let us know. Something is missing. If it's missing,
Yeah, but the thing is, with Chuck's assumption was exhaustion. I know that, but you have to be careful.
I got it. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know where else is it go.
Oh, yes. Creek Resident Club. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yay, money is money.
Money is money. Okay. Great. I'll get them a row here.
We good? Good evening. Hi, everybody. I understand that the way to do our sound check is to say, hello, is there anybody out there? I feel like there was a radio show once that asked that question, but I guess the cue is it means the phone lines are open. I said it feels like the Jerry Lewis telethon a little bit, but this is fun. I think I've met most of you here. I'm Terry Quigley. I am the CEO for Acacia Creek and Masonic Homes of California. Really happy to be here. I think I met most of you when Chuck and I did a reception with the presidents. I want to, I know the reason you're really here, aside from the alcohol, is Sandra said, it's a big group. And I said, there's free booze. Absolutely, it's a big group. I know the reason you're really here is to meet Sandra. But I did want to take a moment to just talk about kind of what she and I have been working on over the last couple of weeks. She's been here a whopping 2.5 weeks or so. Yeah, it seems like months. But we've kept her pretty busy already. She has been to the Acacia Creek board meeting and met with all the board trustees. We've also had an all-staff meeting yesterday. We've also, she's had a busy couple weeks with Chuck in getting information passed on and handed over, getting to know all of you. We're busy filling her calendar with resident and staff events moving forward. I wanted to take a moment to talk a little bit about Sandra is the executive director. I'm the CEO. So what does that mean? Right? What does that mean? Who do you talk to? We have different titles. That's what it means, right? Yeah. You go to the head of the class. Absolutely. So what it means to all of you is Sandra's your person. On a day-to-day basis, if you have issues, concerns, complaints, she's going to oversee the team. She's going to be fully engaged in sales and marketing. So she is your person here on a day-to-day basis, and she'll talk a little bit. I think you're going to be really happy to hear that she has an open door policy and that she's available to you, and how to reach her. So she's your person on a day-to-day basis. I am responsible for working with Sandra, and I feel like if I just stood here, maybe that's a little easier. Oh, no, it is not, because I just totally blew off the camera. All right, noted. Sorry, I'm new. I need a thumbs up. I'm good? Okay, good. I have a shill in the audience. She was like, you'll do great. And I was like, I may need a thumbs up every once in a while. Two thumbs up. I'm so grateful. So my job is to work with the board to make sure that we establish budgets together, that we talk about the financial performance and the goals of the community and how we're tracking on those goals. It's to make sure that the board knows the latest and greatest in terms of what's going on in senior living and how that may impact Acacia Creek and what the opportunities are for Acacia Creek as we move forward. So my job is kind of the strategic issues for the board. That does not mean that you won't see me regularly, because you will, because it makes me happy. You'll see me wander the dining room on a pretty regular basis just to check in, find out what the latest gossip is, because that's where you find out the gossip is in the dining room. And to find out what's on your mind, if there's anything that we need to be concerned about or attending to, anything that you need to escalate to me, that Sandra and I need to be paying more attention to. So I too have an open door policy. The front desk always knows how to reach me. Sandra knows how to reach me. You are all welcome to reach out to me via email, phone, or text. On occasion, things do come up that get escalated to the board level, because they ultimately have responsibility for Acacia Creek, right? So one of those issues that got escalated over the last year was we had a pattern of some thefts and losses here at Acacia Creek, right? So that was important, and important enough that the board wanted a pretty thorough and comprehensive report on what was happening, what the types of incidents were, how often they were occurring, and what was our strategy and our plan to get that under control and to make sure that we had we reduced or eliminated theft and loss. So you all know that Chuck rekeyed all your apartments. You also know that we've implemented, Carolee, how many cameras did we put in? 90-ish? Yeah, a whole bunch of new cameras to make sure that we really can see down the common areas and the hallways who's coming and going. And we now have that kind of video record of what the traffic is in the community as well. So that will help us. Here's what you can do to help us. If you think that something has been lost, please, please, please report it to Sandra or to me. We want to be a partner to you in resolving issues when they come up. We can help you complete a report. We are tracking and want to make sure that we know everything that we feel like there's a possibility that it was stolen or lost. So please report it. If we need to make a police report, Sandra will help you do that. It's not just about recovering what you've lost, but it's about making sure that we find out getting to the bottom of it as quickly as possible to make sure nobody else incurs a loss. So we are absolutely here to be a partner with you. We take it very seriously. It happens in communities intermittently. And there are things that Sandra and I have both done in our experience to make sure that we're talking about it appropriately, that staff know that we're talking about it. It's amazing what happens when staff knows that you're looking and you're aware of the fact that there's issues. Sometimes the issues resolve themselves very quickly because they know that you're looking. So it gives us the opportunity to really manage this issue and get ahead of it before we have a bigger problem. So I just want to implore all of you that if you have something that is lost or stolen, please, please, please make sure that you're engaging and partnering with Sandra to make sure that we not only, as I said, investigate your issue, but make sure that we're getting to the bottom of it so nobody else incurs a potential issue. Hi, Victor. Questions for me? Yes, sir. What is the status of the gate in the front? I'm looking at the main gate. Oh, I was like, which gate? The parts are in. It was working this morning when I came in. So what happened was no? All right, I will get to the bottom of it and let Sandra know. It was opening and closing when I came in this morning, I believe. So somebody, it was damaged. We had some challenges getting the parts ordered to be able to repair it. Once they came in, it was my understanding it was being repaired fairly quickly. You're talking about the incoming gate, not the exiting gate? Yeah, okay, I'll get to the bottom of that because I thought it had already been repaired. Other questions for me? Can I finish on the fence? The fence thefts. So that was my message, I guess, is please make sure that you're reporting to us. We keep a log of incidents. I have a responsibility to make sure that they get reported appropriately. That is our policy, to make sure that we pursue a police report, to make sure an investigation is done. As I said, we take that information and use it in a plan to talk to the team, department heads and staff to make sure that they know because I always say, if you see something, say something, right? So if something looks peculiar, the staff needs to know that we're looking at, hey, we had a theft on the 3rd floor. People need to know that we're aware of it and that we're paying attention. And oftentimes that resolves the issue because whoever the culprit is knows that they're being watched. It's an opportunity for us to remind the staff sometimes that we have cameras. We want to use cameras. We want to make sure that the residents are safe and protected on all levels, right? And 99.99% of staff totally get that. You know that, right? That our staff is extraordinary. And they can be a tremendous help to us if they know that we're struggling with an issue, to make sure that they're being eyes and ears for us as well. Yes, Bill?
If someone goes to Sandra and reports a theft, can she keep that just between her, law enforcement, and?
Absolutely can. Those reports are usually confidential. We'll obviously, as I said, collaborate with you to make sure that we make a police report. But it's not necessarily anything that everybody needs to know. Who you tell at the dining room table is totally up to you, but it's not something that we're going to share. We're not going to tell the staff that Bill had a lost or stolen item last week. We may say we had a resident on X floor so keep an eye out on anything or anything that you see that might be unusual. As I said, when people know that we're paying attention, it helps, right? They know that it's important and that we're focused on it. And that goes a long way towards creating a culture of accountability. Any other? Yes.
We had the police for a considerable period of time in March and April, just after we had theft. Since then, of course, we also had a continuous theft. We had theft in the last 3 months. I'm not quite sure that making that point is valid. But I think you should tell people that theft is going on so that they know how to protect.
Understood. So it's not, but not necessarily the person who's actually had the issue. So when I say confidentiality, we're careful about sharing information about what's been stolen, what the value was, who the person was, right? But if we're seeing a repeated issue, for sure, we want to make sure, I think that that's an opportunity for us to partner with resident council to make sure that they know what's going on and that the appropriate information is being shared. We're not trying to hide anything. This
That has
is,
been the policy.
so we're not trying to hide anything. We want to make sure that we're doing whatever is necessary to solve the problem. So, as I said, if we don't know about it, it's a real problem, right? I can't help if we don't know about it. So that's what I'm asking for from all of you is, your help in making sure that if you hear about something, have an experience around this, that you make sure that you're talking to Sandra or I so that we can take appropriate steps. Okay? So with that, I'm going to get to the important part of the evening. I want to welcome and introduce all of you to Sandra Simon, our new executive director. She comes to us with a robust, shall we say, resume of experience in a variety of settings. She went through a intensive interview process. I think that's a fair statement. She met with a group of residents, a group of staff, and some leadership as well. So there were, I think, 3 panel interviews in addition to a couple interviews with me and a half a dozen others. So she had to really want it here, by the way. You know, she had to like stick it out, and it was a commitment on her part. And we're so grateful that she did. She is, I think you'll find her to be kind, compassionate, open-minded, a good soul. And I think she's, as I said, you're going to love her open door policy and her commitment to really being engaged with the residents and the staff. So with that, Sandra.
Oh, yes, remember, I walk around a lot, so if I go off camera, you'll wave me back. So it's a pleasure. I've met some of you, not all of you, and I will ask you your names over and over, but they'll stick. I do locations of where we met. If you tell me where you're from, my mind works. I will remember. If you tell me I was born here or I grew up here, not only I love to know that because I'm an avid traveler and I'd like to make connections that way, but for some reason my brain then remembers you much more quickly. So when we meet, you can say, I don't know, Paris or whatever. And it's a pleasure to be here. And I did go through, as Terry said, many, many interviews. But the interview I had with the residents, when the resident council and the resident board members interviewed me, that sealed the deal. Because it's culture, right? It's culture, it's community. And for me, it's about connection and I could tell that the organization, like your life here is very meaningful and purposeful, and you're all very engaged. And that is so important. So I'm so excited to be here and to be a part of, to be able to be in community with you all and join that. And of course, support Terry in strategy, but I love the operations and rolling up my sleeves and being with you all every day. So I went to lunch today, and I know that a big topic is what is Sandra going to call her talk? So I've heard schmooze with Sandra, I've heard speaking with Sandra, and Sandra's sojourn. So if anybody has any other, if you have any suggestions, I also learned today I have to come up with a name for an article. So I need suggestions for both. Sandra says, I think we voted against Simon Says. I mean, that's pretty typical, but I've had that my whole life. I'd rather not. It's like childhood memories, you know. I saw a hand over here. Scuttlebutt. Okay, well, we'll keep the list going. Well, I don't know when I have to decide by, but maybe we'll do a raffle. I don't know. Anyway, did somebody have their hand up? I'm going to get there. You want me to talk about the food first, or do you want me to tell you about my personal life? Food is on the agenda. Okay. Well, anyway, food. Anyway, I've been doing this work. This is my passion for many, many years. I'm married. I have 4 grandchildren. I have twin sons. I live in San Francisco. 2 dogs, a cat, and I'm a yoga teacher. So that kind of sums it all up. And you'll see me walking. I have been getting tips from different folks about, so I walk in the middle of the day to go out and get some fresh air. So if you know of good places to walk, let me know. It's beautiful grounds. Food. So you want to know about where we are with the executive chef? Is that where we'll start there? So what I did was, I know that the executive chef position has been open for a while, and the residents, when I was interviewed, were very clear in the interview around expectations that I come help you all solve the food issue. So it was a very clear message given. So what I did was really think about what do we, after listening and learning from you all, what do we need here at Acacia Creek? What kind of chef do we need? And so I think it's someone who can be forward facing and engaged, as well as creative with menus and quality and all of the things that chefs do, but also interacting with everyone and receiving feedback. And so what I did was I took the job description. I know we had posted it before. We took it, I worked with HR, revamped it a little bit. It went back out a couple days ago. I also put it on my LinkedIn, sent it out to my network. I understand that there are starting to be some applicants, and so I committed to HR. They're starting to screen, and we can't, to be timely. Like, I don't want to wait 3 weeks to get, if there's a good person coming through, I'll clear my calendar. We'll start the process. I spoke with Sophie today about if the dining committee or a couple of the residents from the dining committee wanted to be involved in a panel. We're going to talk about that through the selection process. So I'm working on it. Long story short, I'm looking at it. I don't know if you knew the sous chef left.
Oh.
No.
It shows.
Oh, I thought that people knew. I don't know. Maybe I should have trigger warning or something.
Transparency.
Yeah. Anyway, and sadly, our sous chef left. So it gives us opportunities to do better and to make some changes. And so we have posted, we are recruiting. With that being said, I know the sous chef plans the menus for the lunch specials. So we don't want to end the lunch specials, but we aren't going to be able to come up with a new one. So we're going to recycle some of the ones from the last few months. And I wanted to let you know, you might see some repeats versus canceling that. You all okay with that? Okay, good. Ooh, I'm in the hot seat. I'm getting a hot flash or something.
Misa was fabulous.
Okay. Yeah, I thank you for sharing that. I know she had some things going on in her life that it was going to be hard for her to maintain this position.
We keep losing people in the kitchen. Something's wrong. I don't know what it is, but we've almost never had a full staff. We had it for 2 weeks, and it went away. That was first time we had table service since COVID, and 2 weeks later somebody left in the kitchen. There's a few people who've been around a long time, but we just don't seem to be able to keep people.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that information. As I'm meeting with people and you're sharing with me information, it's good information for me to know, so I can start to explore and ask. I'm a curious person. I like to ask lots of questions. So thank you for that. I wanted to talk a little bit about my open door policy. A couple of you have already made appointments and met with me. I do try and keep that door propped open. You can come by anytime. Someone asked, you can call me or you can come down and we'll schedule a time to meet. That's what I'm here for. And so I know we have meetings scheduled. I had some, and that's just, I look forward to continuing that partnership with you all. I think, yeah, questions.
Only a comment. I think
Not everybody can hear, so. we're
Yeah,
gonna-
yeah. Only a comment rather than a question, and that is, I feel that the professional staff here is extremely good. Now, there are exceptions and there are problems, but they're really outstanding. And I just wanted to say that in the midst of,
Yeah.
Any other questions? I'm gonna pass the mic.
They all
Oh, you don't,
hear me.
oh, can the people on the TV hear you also?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm sure they'll hear me.
all right.
It sort of goes with Bill's question. We're on the finance committee. I have read from the staff. Comments. They-
So her comment was that the comments coming back are that the staff are underpaid and overworked. So I think it's important that you know that we don't, there is no like, we don't spin a wheel to decide how people pay, right? We actually do a pretty comprehensive compensation study every year for every position in the organization. So we look at what people are paid in comparable roles in other organizations that are similar to ours in similar locations. And that's from, me to Sandra to department heads to housekeepers to cooks and dishwashers, all those folks. So we're constantly paying attention to what do those ranges look like? Are we staying competitive? There's no upside for us. Recruiting and hiring people is expensive and a headache. So there is no upside for any of us in being penny wise and pound foolish as it relates to staff, right? It doesn't serve your purpose. It doesn't serve our purpose. It just creates a lot of aggravation. So as we look at retention rates or the lack thereof, as Bill just mentioned, we do take a look at what does compensation look like and what are we expecting from those folks? Are we adequately staffed? Are they spread too thin? To make sure that we're looking at what are the bigger solutions we need to address. Because as I said, if we're turning over team members, it doesn't serve anybody's purpose. So we keep a close eye on retention rates and look at departments all the time. I can tell you that in virtually every community I've ever worked in, the front of the house is always a challenge because we hire folks that are young and have lives and are going to school and have girlfriends and boyfriends and, they have busy social lives. And so that department is always a challenge in every community I've ever worked in. That doesn't mean that we can't do better. And it doesn't mean that we don't need to pay attention to it. But all those things kind of get thrown into the mix as we think about how to structure a job, how to are they full-time positions or part-time positions? We take a hard look at our benefit package every year. We have a very robust benefit package. Our retirement plan is second to none, I can tell you. That's not always material to an 18-year-old server, but it as I tell them, it should be. But we, as I said, work really hard to make sure that we're putting together an entire package that is competitive and meaningful to people. Other questions? Oh, come on. I know better. Ma'am.
I know Chuck's not here anymore, but shouldn't we spend a little time talking about dogs urinating on the yellow strip in front of the?
Topic?
Oh, my God.
So he liked talking about the dogs that were urinating on the yellow strip in front. I haven't observed it, so I don't really feel like I have the expertise to talk about it.
It's a bad thing. We shouldn't let it happen.
Okay, it's a bad thing. We shouldn't let it happen. All right, noted. For those, I was like, all right.
It's a comment, actually. Thank you. That I have a
I have a caregiver that I spoke to today about the kitchen and asked her if she knew of any cooks. And she does. Her uncle, right. So she's going to ask her uncle if he'd be interested in working here. So that's one thing. About the dogs. I just recently, yeah, I recently had to put my dog down, as you know. However, as a dog owner, I want you to know it's insulting when the dog poop is not picked up. I just don't get it. I even with a walker, I was able to do it. And if you can't do it, then ask for help so that others don't have to encounter it. Thank you.
Thank you for the referral. My condolences about your dog, because yes, I'm a dog lover. I think, it's interesting. Again, when you think about community living, having pets, this is one of the highs and lows of community living. Because dogs, my lifestyle right now doesn't allow me to have a dog. I'm not home very much, but I love being around dogs. So I love the fact that we have pets. And yes, cleaning up after your animal is a challenge in virtually every community I've lived in. I will tell you, it was such an issue in a community in San Juan Capistrano, Southern California. That company has a policy that they get a DNA sample from your dog when they move in. And if there is a pile, shall we say, they do the DNA sample, they match the DNA with the library, their database of dogs, and the dog owner pays a fine. So I would love if it didn't take that we don't have to resort to DNA samples. If you, to your point, if you can't pick up after your dog, please just ask for help. We're happy to pitch in where we can. I'd really rather we not have to get into the CSI of dog do. Nobody needs or wants that. But it is part of living in community that we all have to be responsible for what we do and how it affects others, right? So thank you for that. Yes, sir.
You're doing a wonderful job on your screening and selection. What are we doing on the training of those that are here to help them be competent and skilled in their performance?
So I think that, in 2.5 weeks and literally a week, I think that it's something that we're taking a look at. I think that, when you have turnover, sometimes you have to take a look at training. If people don't feel successful in their job because they don't have the training and the tools, right? And the coaching and things like that, those are things you have to look at when you see turnover. I think that I know Sandra's committed to part of leadership is making sure, again, people have the skills and the talent and the training they need. That's part of the employee engagement survey that we do. Do people feel as though they have the training and the tools to be able to do the job that they need to do? And if they don't, we should be paying really close attention to that. So training is an ongoing effort. You're never done, right? So, if you've said something once, turns out you've said it once. You have to keep saying it and saying it and saying it. So I think that particularly in areas where we have turnover, I think that that's an opportunity for us.
Well, I have some comments. So I was on the interview panel. I want to let you know about Sandra. Laguna Honda Hospital in San Francisco for years did not have approval from the federal government. And as a result, they couldn't take new patients. And I read the articles about how horrible it was. And then I said, Sandra Simon is, then one of the articles, Sandra Simon has taken over. It's a hopeless case. She has all of these managers to deal with that are just going to stand in her way, and the city bureaucracy. She solved that in a year. All right? She is overqualified. She had 1,700 reports.
Stay on the overqualified.
All right. But she knew, the other thing is, she only applied to places like this. This is what she wanted. She did not want one of those big management jobs again. And we love that. And it was interesting. It was almost like she was interviewing us. And now I understand that was important. Because we would talk to her about something and she would ask, what do we think? And it was a reverse interview. And I'm glad it worked out. So I have 100% confidence. And Sally and Sophie and I were on that committee, both as a person, as someone who will listen to us, and as someone who is extremely competent. So I just want to say that. And then what we talked about, Glenn, do you want to come up here for a minute? So I was talking about how people here help other people. And Glenn said, Acacia Creek, an extended family of love. And that's what Wednesday of next week is going to be about. And we hope you can talk about both people who've helped you and also how good it feels to help other people. And we have this 4 to 5 hour, and I'd really like people to talk about it. I've talked to people who've looked at a number of different places to live, and they said some places you can tell people don't talk to one another, people don't help one another. He said, I came to Acacia Creek and I could see it was a different place. So we want to celebrate that next week. That's what's going on next week. And I am so happy that staff has worked with us to celebrate that. And I hope that all of you will come next week and also talk about both how people have helped you and how it makes you feel good to help other people. And it really does. So thank you.
Thank you for the vote of confidence. Okay, I think if you have any other questions for me?
I promise to shut up.
Okay.
Dining room furniture?
Dining room furniture. I believe that we have new cushions, or there was a project with cushion. I know it's on my list in my book because Chuck talked to me about cushions, and I have a
know
vendor.
you're doing the downstairs, but there are so many of us who can seriously not even pull up or back from the table.
Okay, I know there was something about cushion replacement, but that's all I know. I'll have to look in my notes. Thank you. I'll put it to the top of my list.
It's just a little thing, but it's talked about the dining room. I don't know about anybody else, but I think it's very hard pushing the chairs in and out.
Okay, yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't hear it.
So I will have to research. With that, I'm gonna hand it over to Penny. Popcorn.
Thank you very much. Yeah, no,
All right, thank you, everyone.
thank you. Well, first of all, I want to tell you all, I believe we are in very good hands. So I think you're getting that impression. That's definitely the impression that we're all getting in the leadership team. Okay, so Bill talked about the extended family of love. That is next Wednesday, 4 o'clock right here. And we have appetizers, and the bar will be open for you. Next week on the 14th, we have a gratitude gathering. That's Thursday. I don't know. Yes, Thursday the 14th. And this is going to be second floor, first floor lobby at 2 o'clock. We're going to be serving hot cocoa and cookies. Nice way to gather. If you're a new resident, someone said, this is really great for the new residents to come to socials like this. If you are buying gifts for the Adopt an Angel, this is where you drop off your gifts. If you don't know about what I'm talking about and you want information, talk to me. I'll give you information. On the 20th, I'll be doing pub trivia right here in the Turkey Roost, 4 p.m. We have a lot of fun. You don't need to be a trivia expert because we form teams. We answer questions together. We laugh a lot. So come join us for that, and we'll give you something complimentary from the bar. On Friday, November 22nd, we are holding Turkey Palooza. This is an all-campus event for residents and team members, and we're going to have it over at the auditorium. We're going to have karaoke. So if you like to sing karaoke, we want you to come sing karaoke. We're inviting the team members to sing karaoke. We'll do some sing-along. So while everyone's doing karaoke, we'll have the words up on the big screen and we can all sing along. I know that's good for the soul. I love to sing, but you won't see me taking the microphone. And we'll have games. We have door prizes and prizes for participating. We're going to have Deborah there doing her class. She has a little craft, a little turkey pin that she'll be making. So instead of having class that morning, she will have it at the Palooza. We have seasonal refreshments and it's going to be fun. So please, please, please come and check it out. And you know that anything in the auditorium, we offer shuttles. So if you don't want to walk over, we'll have the shuttles. They should start about half hour before. And I have started a little stretch class. You may have seen us stretching in the lobby. I'm going to be doing this once a week. Haven't landed on the right day or time. Or no, the time, 3 o'clock, is going to stay the same. But I'm trying out different days. So I have them listed in the notes, the 13th, 20th, and 25th. And it's a nice, gentle stretch. This class is for beginners. This class is for people who do not want to exercise, who do not like to exercise. Just come hang out with us. You can hold my dog. You can do a little bit or you can do nothing at all. It's a good social circle as well, but just come on out and try it out. Have you noticed the barrel for the food drive is full down in the lobby? You guys did a great job. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They're going to be picking up that food tomorrow, and we could try to fill it up again by the 15th. So this is for the Tri-City Food Bank, and there are special items that I'll list that they're looking for, but anything you want to donate, just no dented cans or expired items, please. And no glass. Thank you, Betty. Okay, and people have been asking when I'm going to do a Masonic home tour, and I know some of you signed up. I have one scheduled for 2 o'clock on the 21st. We take the golf cart, we drive over, and then we walk through 4 of the buildings. I show you the pharmacy, the ceramic studio, the new to you shop, the gift shop, and the general store. So it takes about an hour. We see a lot, and then I'll drive you back. Now, if we get too many people, I'll take 2 loads of people over in the golf cart, or you can walk over. But do sign up, and I will make sure everyone gets accommodated because it is fun to tour over there. So much to see. And yes, John. The 21st. Thursday. Thank you, Carol. Thursday. Oh, yeah, and I did it on Thursday so the stores would be open. So bring your money with you. Okay, last thing, the appreciation certificates. It's been so much fun delivering the certificates. If you want to fill those out, pick them up at the concierge desk. They're printing more off tonight because we have been going through the stack there. If you want to deliver them in person, you can, or deposit them in the box that is in the library. and I will deliver them for you. It's so much fun passing them out. People are delighted to receive them, and I know filling them out, it makes me feel good because we're just building that well of good feelings that is at the foundation of this community that you have all created with your kindness and generosity. So that's all I have. Thank you all, and I will turn it over to Carolee.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. And hello, everybody at home. Tonight's the night. I have a raffle. It's exciting. Okay, everybody's wondering about the furniture in the lobby. Well, the furniture in the lobby is going to be delivered on November 21st. Mark your calendars. On the evening of November 20th, All Pro is going to be here. They're going to take away the old, ugly furniture, and they are going to deep clean that carpet down there in the lobby. So they'll spot clean the library, the mail room, down the wellness breezeway, and then the whole lobby in the front of the elevators coming up to the 5th floor. And according to Tice, this guy's gonna be pretty excited to have an empty floor to carpet clean. Whatever floats your boat, dude. So we are going to take the chairs that are down the lobby and we're going to disperse them onto the floors going up. As you notice on the floors going up, there's some old chairs that look pretty dated. We're going to switch those out and put those chairs on the floors going up because new chairs are coming to the lobby. So November 21st is the day for that to happen. Okay, and it's just in time for the holidays. Isn't that great? Okay, and I want to thank the 73 people who filled out our lifestyle survey. That was an amazing turnout. So thank you, everybody, for taking the time to give us feedback. So here's what we briefly found out from that survey. Can anybody guess what the most watched in-house program is at Acacia Creek? Chat with Chuck. Isn't that funny? He's not here now. So we will see what happens going forward. But 80% of the people who filled out this survey said their favorite tune-in show was Chat with Chuck. So no pressure, ladies. No pressure. Okay, what is the most used smart device in this community?
Phone?
Cell phones. You nailed it. 85%. Now, on those smart devices, what is the most used application or app that everybody uses? Email. Who said it? You did. Over here. See my surround sound. You're over here. Yes. 92% of you all use your smart devices for email. What was the most used amenity in 2024 at Acacia Creek? The spa, the salon. 66% filled it out, said they used the salon the most. And most respondents that filled out the survey said they prefer to engage in physical activity with, exercising independently. I know, that's the face I made, Sally. I'm like, what? So yeah, 55% of the people who filled it out prefer to exercise independently. I was kind of floored by that one. But nobody wants to take a class in the multi-purpose room, so don't even think about us doing that. We will not be doing that. And 2.4% of the people who filled it out tune into the exercise classes we have on Channel 63. So,
2.4.
yeah, 2.4%. So that's like one person, two people tuning in. And 94% would rather have an in-person instructor teach them. So guess what we're doing? And 20% tune into Zeev's class, which we can see some of you guys on Zoom who tune in, and he loves seeing your faces there. And he had so I think that 20% is the 20% who always went to Zeev's class, who now tune into Zoom to see him, because everybody loves Zeev. As far as the great courses that we show online, 15% of respondents say that the day and the time does not work for them. Yeah, Tuesdays and Mondays at 10, not a good time. So guess what we're going to do? look for a new day and time. And 39% would like to see different topics that we've had. And guess what the number one topic people want to hear about? I thought the brain too, but no, it's not. It's travel and culture. Fun. They want to learn about fun. Okay, and last but not least, guess what 78% of the respondents would like to see more of broadcasted on 162? I know, you're gonna be, movies, more movies. You have like 800 channels on cable with movies, and you want more movies on channel 62. So we'll look into that and see. So thank you all for your feedback. That was very important. One thing we were looking for was how many people are actually tuning into 162, because we have absolutely no way to gauge that, who's tuning in, and how many people were tuning in for the exercise classes. So that was very good feedback for us. And I want to say thank you to the 73 people who tuned in and filled out a survey, because now guess what? Those 73 people are now in my raffle bag. Can you please pull out the lucky winner? Only the good winner. Okay, and the winner is Karen Moody. Karen Moody, you are the winner, chicken dinner. And she's not coming to dinner. I have a $25 gift card to Safeway for her. She could be going to get dinner at Safeway tonight. Okay, so thank you for that. It was fun to get that information back. The Lifestyles team would like to thank everybody who donated candy to our trick-or-treating extravaganza. Wasn't that a super event? Yeah, so thank you to you all for all the candy that you donated. That was so much fun. We had over 50 littles here enjoying trick-or-treating with their families. That is up from last year. And as families left, they are excited to come back again next year. So guess what, kids? We have a tradition on our hands. So next year, we're going to do it bigger and better. Okay. And we have pictures of that night scrolling in the lobby on the AV cart. So if you haven't stopped by to check those photos out, do that because they're really cute. Okay. Things coming up for this month. On Friday, we have the Resident Forum, Union City on the Move. We're going to have the Union City Mayor and the Union City City Manager here that will be talking about all the things that are happening at the city level. So that will be exciting to have the mayor here.
It's at 2.
I was just going to say that. Thank you, Bill, for reading my mind. Please note the time change, because usually the forum's at 10, but we are hosting it at 2 to accommodate our speakers. So make sure you come at 2, dining room, Friday. November 11th is Veterans Day, of course, and we're going to have a Veterans Memorial Service at 10 a.m. at the Veteran Memorial Fountain, which is located in between the Adams Building and the Lorber Building, if you all aren't familiar with that fountain. The first memorial service was last year, and I think that's where Chaplain Joel's going to try to do it every year now. We will have shuttles. The shuttle will start at 9:45 from the lobby, and the memorial service will be at 10 with Chaplain Joel. On the 15th, we have our team member distribution cookie social. So join the resident council and come on up and be part of of all of you giving your gift to the team members this year. And we want to thank you for your generosity. So come on up. Some of you like to bake cookies and bring them. There's a sign-up sheet in the Lifestyles binder. So please sign up if you would like to donate some cookies to the social. On the 19th, we are going to be having a speaker, JB Goodyear from Washington Hospital, who's going to be talking about grief through the holidays. The holidays is a wonderful time, but for some of us, it's a hard time as we're still grieving for things that we have lost. This is going to be held in the auditorium. So our shuttles will start at 1:45, but it'll be over at the auditorium on the 19th. That's all I kind of have for November, which it's a lot in November. And then we got Thanksgiving, which is the brunch. Madeline has the signups going in for the brunch, so make sure you sign up for that. And I want to give you a save the dates for December, because that's coming down like a freight train. So on December 5th will be the annual tree lighting with Masonic Home, where they light the big tree. So we're starting to make the plans for that, December 5th. December 11th will be our holiday resident party. So that'll be the evening of December 11th. And on December 19th, we will have our annual Winter Light Festival here. And that's going to be a big, fun night. So you're not going to want to miss that one. Now, if you remember in the past, we always partner with the Alameda County Fire Department. They'll bring their toy bins and we can donate some toys to children. And the part I like about that is the donations that we make to that toy bin goes to children in Union City. So it stays local here. Okay, so the bins will go out. They're supposed to drop them off to me like around Thanksgiving. So soon after Thanksgiving, those bins will be out that we can start filling up. Okay, that is all I have for tonight. So thank you very much. I don't know. Is Madeline coming? Madeline. Oh, she looks like she's got her game face on in there. She's seating people. Maybe she's not. Oh, here she comes. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Step right up.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm sure everybody knows who I am. Yeah. So I am here to just remind everybody regarding the brunch sign up. So the brunch sign up book is up in the hostess stand. If you haven't signed up yet, I'm going to take the book away on Monday. So if you haven't signed up yet, please sign up now. And if you have any questions or whatsoever, you know where to find me. My office is right here. So please call me or reach out to me. Okay? And if you need to change your number, you can still change it now.
After that date, instead of maybe 8, you're only going to have 4.
Just call me and then, we'll figure things out.
So many of you got a note that we worked out with Madeline. Frankly, the Mother's Day event did not go well. And it's because more people showed up than made reservations. So if you think you might have 4 or 10 family members, put down 10. You can always tell her later it's 4. But I have told her to be mean. That means if you haven't made a reservation, she's going to have to put you late at like 1:30, is it? 1:30. And then you'll get whatever food is left. But we really want to make sure that everybody gets everything that's on the menu, those who've made reservations, and that we don't run out of food or spaces or people have to leave early, which is what happened at Mother's Day. So the council and the culinary committee worked this out with Madeline, and she's promised us, if you've made your reservation, you'll get food, you'll get everything, and we won't have to throw you out early. But I've told her to be mean. So make sure you reserve for the maximum you think will happen.
Okay, you heard that. So don't blame me on Thanksgiving Day. Anyway, also the to-go orders, if you'd like to order to-go orders for that night for your supper, I attached the forms. I think you guys have all the forms. And if you need one, please ask anybody in the dining, and I'm sure you'll get one. So I think that's all I have. Thank you.
It's a wrap. Thank you all. Appreciate you.
We survived it.
The most watched show.
A lot of pressure.
By the way, I gave you both a break. I sent you a list of things I want to talk about. You're great.
When you told about grief, Blue would have been installed 1 year this 1 year this Sunday. It's crazy, isn't it? Like, I can't believe it. But like, that is crazy.
progress, get better going forward.
Someone who said, not getting a dog yet, this is not for another couple of years. I have a 10-1 puppy.
Sandwich dog?
He's lucky, he's cute.
Dogs and cats.
Yes.
I talked to Billy, I think he's